Hey, it's Adriel, the hunting gear guy. I wanted to talk about a real quick checklist, I guess, if for beginners going out to the range for their first time or their second or third time. I'm going to go over a couple of things that I think are absolutely required, and then some really nice to haves that I find make my range experience a lot nicer. So some people will tell you that all you need to do is grab your gun, unload it, and ammo, and head out to the range. But that's a little bit sparse, and there's a couple of things that I find are absolutely required. Number one, magazines, make sure you've got those. Number two, if all you're doing is going out to the middle of nowhere and shooting 22 out of a long barrel 22, then maybe you can make do without it. Otherwise, ear protection. If you're going to shoot anything bigger than a 22, definitely ear protection, because it does damage, and this is going to help save your hearing. And the other thing that I'd really strongly recommend, eye protection. You can get these in very comfortable, very easy to use, you don't even really know that they're on kind of a thing. And if one of your rifles does something that's not supposed to, and you get a little chunk of metal in your eye, you're hooped. So definitely want to make sure that you've got those things covered from a safety perspective. The other thing that you might want to look into taking with you is your keys for your gun case or gun locks. Now, if you use these little combo locks, I got like a key to like pack of 4 or 5 of these things. That's pretty good. Even better than that are one of these combo locks that you can get that you can unlock just with a code, right? Because then you can make them all the same code, you don't need the key, you're good to go kind of a thing. So that's nice and handy. The other thing that you really need when you're heading out to the range are targets. Now if you're really in a rush, what I've done before is grab some white sheets of paper, grab some masking tape, and this is a new roll here, so bear with me while I grab the edge here. Make like a little 1-inch square. Stick it in the middle. It's not the best thing in the world. If you've got a Sharpie or something like that, you can draw yourself a little circle, but just a stack of blank paper, scrap paper from the office or whatever, and you've got yourself some targets. That's one thing you don't want to leave home without. The next thing is going to be a stapler. Now, if you're going to be going to the range frequently, I'd recommend getting a good one. This is a little bit more ergonomic and a little bit more durable than some of the real cheapy staplers that you can get. Some guys use thumbtacks, some guys use tape. I find the tape doesn't really stick very well to plywood, but I do carry this stuff with me just in case. I can make do with it if I really need to, but stapler is really the way to go. Boom, boom, hit your targets and get them up. That's all that I would say is super, super required, but there's one other thing that I see a ton of people at the range without, and that's a good rest. Now, you can do this where you've got your elbows on the table, and you can shoot. It's not going to be the most accurate, and it's not going to be the most stable. And I assume if you're going to the range, you want to make sure that your scope's sighted in for hunting season or for varminting, or at the very least, you want to make sure that everything's like squared in and ready to go. This is not going to do it. So ideally, what you can do is grab yourself a rest. This is a really inexpensive rest, and what this one will allow you to do is more securely place it down, and then you can use this front dial here. Let's just see if you guys can see that. You can use that front dial to go up or down, and then what we're going to do is put our left hand back here, and then either pinch to raise it just a little bit or push down a little bit more to lower the back. So that'll give us like a really, really solid platform, and this is an inexpensive option of doing it. There are better options out there. Sandbags are better, or if you've got something with beans in it, those will be a little bit lighter. Now if you opt to go that way, with like a taller one of these guys, I have my other one, I can't really find it right now. Make sure that you've got the right elevation possible. You notice here, I pretty much have to shoot off the table, and it's not really comfortable, right? This is where having a couple of extra things handy in your kit are nice. I carry duct tape and I also carry masking tape. And the interesting thing about that is that they're two different heights, right? So I can try with the duct tape and I can pop my bag on top of that and I can try that out. Oh, that's not bad. That's doable. And if this was too high, I could use my masking tape instead. Or if they're both too low, I can stack them. And now I've got a little bit more height. This is a way I'd recommend it for you to shoot at the range if you're new, is just to use your left arm like this, just to move it up and down. That front is rock solid, and then all my right hand is doing is pulling the trigger. I'm not torquing on it left or right, I'm just using this left hand to move it up or down. If you want to get fancy, get a sock, fill it full of just dried beans, and use that as your rear rest, and then just squeeze it or let it go to let it go up or down until you're nicely on target. Now you're actually going to be on target, and you're going to have a nice solid rest compared to if you had like a rolled up bunch of jackets or something. Like I see a ton of guys at the range doing this. Rolled up jackets on the front. Oh, my rifle's not shooting accurately. No, the rifle's fine. It's your rest. You need your rest to be solid so that you can sight your rifle in and have a good time at the range, right? I mean, after you do this, then you can do the standing and sitting and prone and all that kind of stuff. But you need to get it squared away first. Now, a couple of non-essentials, I'd say. I've got some electronic ear protection. I only use these if I'm shooting pistol because I don't find that they deaden things as well as earplugs or like a dedicated pair. It's okay, and it works for pistols, I find. But for rifle or anything else, these guys are going to offer quite a bit more deadening. You can see the ear cups on these things are crazy big compared to the little ones on here, right? And when you put these things on, the world really does quieten down a lot more than with your electronic sets. Now, that's if they work for you, right? Like if I pop these on and I'm on my rifle, I find that this binds with it, and if that ear cup lifts a bit, why are you even wearing them? That's why for myself I use these earplugs here, these silicone, like nice squishy ones. I buy like a big box of them that you would get from a safety supply store, and I just baggie them, and I fill the baggie up, I take it to the range, and when the baggie starts getting low, I throw some more in, right? So what these allow me to do is get down on the rifle and not have anything on my ears. And if it's a really hot day, like those ear cups get really sweaty and nasty, so that's where a set of earplugs is nice. I've also got some like really cheap ones, and these are the ones that give away if someone else at the range didn't bring ear protection and they're complaining that their hearing is starting to go. A couple other things you might want to bring. Staples, extra staples for your stapler. You will run out eventually, so you might as well have it in your range box ready to go, right? I'm just going to kind of go down here. These little plastic kits are kind of handy. You can get them at like craft stores or dollar stores or whatever. And they just keep things compartmentalized in your backpack or your case or range bag or whatever. I've got some gun oil here. I've got it baggied in case this cap lets loose. And that's especially if you're shooting semi-automatics and you forget to oil it, or you leave it out, or you notice that it's starting to rust or something, like you can throw some oil on it and protect from further damage. I've got my loaders in here. Let's just zoom in a little bit here. So this is my pistol loader. There's my Stanag or Air 15 magazine loader. I've got a combo screwdriver here with some more bits in the handle. So again, this is just really handy stuff to have around. If I need to get the action screws off of a rifle, this will do the job. I've got a knife, comes in handy for all sorts of stuff. Pencil and paper, just in case, if I'm trying out a couple different rounds and I find one that's really bad, it's nice to have a pencil. And if the lead breaks, well, I use a knife to sharpen it, right? Let's see, a couple of other things that you might want to think about. In addition to this screwdriver, I also have like a really long flat that I use for just in case. Cleaning rod, and the purpose of this would be to extract a case that's difficult to get out. And if you don't have a cleaning rod, you are hooped because there's nothing else that's going to take a case out. So those are nice to have. I'm starting to get into stuff that's a little bit overkill here. I got a couple of these like little granola bars that I just leave in there, and that's just because sometimes I end up staying for longer than I thought I would, and I need to eat a little bit. If you want to get crazy, you can get into a bigger screwdriver kit. That's going to just let you get away with more. I don't actually take that one out to the range very often because most of my rifles don't need that kind of a thing. And that is pretty much it. Now in terms of where I store it, I put mine in this case here, this hard case. The advantage of doing something like this is that I could throw this in the back of my car, I can put stuff on top of it, and none of this other stuff is going to get damaged in there. It's going to stay nicely in this case. I've done backpacks in the past. I find it easier to just open this guy up, get access to all my stuff. It's a lot more open and easy to get to than stuff in a backpack. And when you use cases like this, it makes it a lot easier to pack your stuff away and have it all nice and tidy and like that. And this is very easy to throw in here and have available if I need it. So you can use a few of these different ones to hold different stuff that you might want to put into your range kit, but I find that's very easy. So again, I just wanted to make this really quick. I didn't want to like blather on and on and on about different things you can take to the range. That's my basic range kit, and that's the stuff I take up to the range every time. Thanks for watching.